Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of 100 Yards Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host and producer, Logan Landers. And today I'm going to be doing a preview of Week 10 matchup between the Alabama Crimson Tide and the LSU Tigers. Roll Tide or Go Tigers? Want to know in the comments, who do you have winning this game and who's going to be the victor in this SEC showdown? First and foremost, let's talk about these LSU Tigers coming into this matchup, ranked number 14 in the nation. 6-2 record is what they're coming in with. Currently, only two losses came week 1 to Florida State, and then they lost to Ole Miss 55-49. Now, LSU's been an up and down season. We all know who their main guy is, who they're rolling with, and that is, of course, quarterback Jaden Daniels. 2,573 yards for the young man, 73% completion percentage, just absolutely balling out this year. He's got 25 touchdowns, 3 INTs, has been sacked 17 times. Now, you also have a very good running game. You've got Logan Diggs. He's got 105 carries for 611 yards, 6 touchdowns for him. And then Daniels also able to get it done with his legs, 91 carries, 521, 5 touchdowns for him. The backup for Diggs is going to be Josh Williams. He's only got 19 carries on the year, but he's got 161 yards. He's got 2 touchdowns. So they're able to get it done on the ground, 22 as a team, getting closer and closer to 2,000 yards. They're at 1,704. Receiving game, obviously, your main guy is going to be Malik Neighbors, a guy who has been putting up eye-popping numbers, who's been looking really good week in and week out. 56 grabs for the young man, 981 yards, 9 touchdowns for him. But another guy who has really helped out this LSU offense is Brian Thomas Jr. 732 yards for the young man on 42 catches. He's got 11 touchdowns through 10 weeks of play. He has looked really, really strong. Now, let's go over to the defense for LSU. Greg Penn III, leading your guy in terms of tackles. He's got 51 to go along with 2 sacks. Behind him, your safety, Major Burns, 50 tackles on the season, 1 sack. Harold Perkins Jr. leading your team in terms of sacks. He's got 3. And Mekhi Wingo, he's got 2.5 sacks as second place. They've got 14 as a team. And when you look at the secondary, they do have 9 interceptions on the year. Looking really strong there. Andre Sam, leading your guy with 3. And Zy Alexander behind him with 2. They've also been helping out. They've got 31 passes defended as a team. So LSU, like I said, they've got some good talent, but this is going to be a very, very tough matchup against the Alabama Crimson Tide. Coming into this matchup, they're currently 7-1. They've only lost 1 game, of course, to Texas in week 2. Since then, they've won all of their bowl games. They won against South Florida, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, Arkansas, and then they beat Tennessee 34-20 in their latest ball game. Now, when you look at this team, obviously the talk early in the season was about the quarterback battle and who's going to be the main guy. They figured it out. It is still Jalen Milroe, 1,617 yards for him, 13 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. And the thing that still is just scratching my head about, he's got 30 sacks on the year, which you can credit that to maybe him not getting out of the pocket enough. And you can also credit that to the offensive line of Alabama, which has struggled this year, which is odd to say. Rest of this team, though, you've got Jace McClellan as your running back, your top guy there. 122 yards, 569 in terms of yardage. He's able to get a 4.7 yards per carry, 4 touchdowns on the year for him. And Roydale Williams, your backup, 339 and 1 touchdown for that young man. Receiving game, top guy is going to be Jermaine Burton, 508 on 23 grabs, 5 touchdowns. Isaiah Bond, 360, 23 grabs for him as well. He's got 3 touchdowns. And Amari Niblack, he's got 218 yards on 12 catches with 3 touchdowns. So he's been rolling as well. On the defensive side of the ball, you've got your main guy in terms of sacks, Dallas Turner, who's looked great. He's got 8 along with 34 tackles. Chris Braswell, your linebacker, 32 tackles for the young man, 6.5 sacks. And in third place for your team, when you look at sacks, you got Justin Eboji. He's got 3. He's also got 38 tackles on the year. He's looked really well. Caleb Downs, your top tackler. He's got 63. And then behind him, you have Deontay Lawson and Jalen Key. Both those gentlemen have 45 plus on the year. We go to the backfield for the Alabama Crimson Tide. You've got Terrion Arnold. He's got 6 passes defended and 1 INT. Kool-Aid McKinstry, he's knocked the ball down 5 times. No interceptions for that young man. And Caleb Downs leading your team with 2. All in all, Alabama, 7 interceptions on the year, 22 passes defended. So, final thoughts on this one. It's going to be a tough matchup. I mean, this is going to be really who kind of just wants it more. Both these teams pretty even. And like you said, Alabama ranked number 8 in the nation while LSU is at 14. So honestly, I'm going to go with a little bit of an upset in this one. I'm going to go with the LSU Tigers. I like the way that Jaden Daniels has been playing here as of late, and I think that's going to carry over into this ball game. So final score, give me the LSU Tigers getting the close one in this one. LSU 30 and Alabama 27. Guys, I want to hear what your final score is going to be in the comments on Facebook and on YouTube. Once again, appreciate all of the love and support on our Facebook channel, YouTube channel, and on our podcast platform. Thanks to the Believe Podcast Network, available anywhere you listen to podcasts. I've been your host and producer, Logan Landers. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Go watch